Hello, my name is MooingCat and welcome to my step-by-step walkthrough of Town Type 2 in the St. Patrick's Day event. Now, the footage you're about to see is actually my recordings from last year, but the minigame is exactly the same, so they will work great. That said, I will also cover the brand new boosters and give you my recommendations for when to use them. You start out with one each, but you can get a lot more from challenges for a total of 17 quick promotions and time warps, and 13 swift champ savings if you follow my recommendations for completing the rival challenges. Speaking of which, check out my dedicated video on how to easily complete the rivals challenges. As usual, I also have an event tutorial and strategy guide for this event, both in video and written form, which is also linked in the description. There you can also find my strategy checklist that you can use to get all of these steps into FOE Helper if you play on browser. Simply copy that and enter it into the module. And one final thing before I begin, this content takes quite a long time to make, so if you find it helpful, please leave a like and a comment and share it with your friends and guildmates. It really does help me out. Alright, let's begin the town by unlocking the Hats building and buying the required managers. Be careful when you do this so that you don't accidentally use the quick promotions. You don't want to waste these. My recommendations for this town is to get Hats to level 1, Festival to level 3, and Shipyard to level 3. If you are planning to spend more than 2 quick promotions for this town, use 1 or 2 for the last festival and or shipyard levels. Now your first goal is to level your Hats up to level 25. This will not take long at all, only a minute or so. After that you should level both your festival and shipyard to level 10. When that is completed, you will get your first upgrade task and you'll have enough shamrocks to unlock the flowers. Upgrade the manager to level 3 and then upgrade the building to level 5. Then it's back to the festival and shipyard, upgrading them both to level 25. Before going back to upgrading flowers to level 25 as well. After that you should level the festival and shipyard to level 50, and you should do so at the same time. You don't have to be that precise, I usually just keep max selected and go back and forth between them until both are 50. When that is done, you should get Hats to level 50 as well. Now your first small wait starts. A minute or so later, you can unlock the cake factory and upgrade the manager to level 1. You will now get your next upgrade task. First, you should get Cake Factory to level 5 to increase production, and then you should level Festival and Shipyard to level 100, again at the same time. After getting both to level 100, you should go back to Cakes, getting it to level 31. You should now upgrade Flowers to level 50 and Hats to level 100, which will only take a few seconds, and you'll get your next upgrade task. This one to upgrade buildings 100 times. This you will complete by upgrading Shipyard and Festival to level 150, and once again you should do both at the same time, and again you don't have to keep them absolutely level all the time, just go back and forth between them. Alright, now you have to wait 5 or so minutes, and then you can unlock the Drinks Factory and get the manager to level 2. If you plan to spend 2 or more quick promotions, use 1 for the final upgrade here. You should now upgrade the drinks to level 9, and then Shipyard to level 189, which might sound a bit strange, but the idea here is by leveling Shipyard to 189 first, you're able to stockpile shamrocks on the western side of the river, so by the time you have leveled your festival to level 200, which is your next target, it will have a lot of shamrocks to collect quickly. Anyways, after getting it to level 189, you should fully level Festival to level 200 before finishing off the last 11 levels of the Shipyard to get that to level 200 as well. You can see that the stockpile was almost enough to level the Shipyard instantly. Now, because we leveled the drinks to level 9 earlier, we also have stockpiled a lot of shamrocks on the eastern side, so we can now unlock the Fireworks Factory instantly. And here you should get the manager to level 2. If you're planning to use any quick promotions at all, the final one here is the best option. I actually messed up here and only got it to level 1, but I catch that quite soon, so I didn't lose out on too much. Anyways, we should now take a quick detour and level drinks to level 25, which will only take a minute or so. You should also level flowers to level 100 to complete this task, before going back to fireworks to get it up to level 14. Now at this point we have around 1 hour left of the starting phase, but if you want to, you can use a time warp to complete it in a few minutes. It's not the most efficient use of a time warp, but it will save you an hour of active playing time, which might be worth it for you. At any point after you get fireworks above level 7, you can use the time warp and immediately upgrade fireworks to 14 and both festival and shipyard to level 250. If you don't use a time warp, you should first start with the shipyard, upgrading it to level 235 this time, and this is where I caught that I only had a level 1 firework manager, so I fixed that. After getting Shipyard to level 235, you should fully upgrade Festival to level 250. While doing that, you will complete this task to collect 15 trillion shamrocks, which you should collect immediately so you can start on the next upgrade task. After getting Festival to 250, it is back to the Shipyard, upgrading it to level 250 as well. When that is complete, it is time to move back to Fireworks, getting it up to level 32. If you did use the time warp, you need to wait a few minutes until you get the upgrade task, but once you have it, you should get Cakes to level 100, and then Hats to level 200, both to complete tasks. Alright, you have now completed the start of the town, which as you can see took just over 2 hours, or just over 1 hour with a time warp. Now we come into the first truly long phase of the town, where your goal is to level your festival and shipyard to level 300. This will take you just under 14 hours to achieve, but luckily hardly any of that is actively playing. You just have to log in every now and then to upgrade. Now this time we are actually doing yet another variation of leveling the buildings. First, you should get Festival to level 265 before getting the Shipyard to level 288. The idea here is the same, you want to stockpile shamrocks by leveling Shipyard first, but before that you also want a few levels in Festival to boost up the collection rate while doing so. Anyways, after that it is back to the Festival, but only up to 270 at first. When you hit that mark, you should wait until you have collected 15 trillion cakes, which should take you roughly another 4.5 hours. After collecting that, you get your final upgrade task, so you can now continue on Festival, getting it up to level 300. After that, it's time to bring your shipyard to level 300 as well. Then it's time to level Fireworks to level 50 for this task, but also to produce enough shamrocks, and then you basically just want to choose the cheapest option each time to complete the remaining upgrades you need for this upgrade task. If you have followed my recommendations precisely, that is drinks to level 55, cake to 106, and flowers to 154. Alright, now all that remains is to collect 8.4 quadrillion shamrocks, which will take around 6 hours and 40 minutes. That is, unless you use the new boosters. You have a few different options for Town 2. To complete all the tasks, you do need to wait another 3 hours and 40 minutes for this flowers task and the next task after it. At that point, you have around 3 hours remaining, which you could complete instantly with 1 swift gem savings and 1 time warp. Alternatively, you can just use one of them and wait a bit longer, or if you don't need those final 2 tasks, you can ignore them and complete the town with 1 swift gem savings and up to 3 time warps immediately after the final levels. If you don't use any time warps, you will complete the task to gather flowers while waiting for the town to complete. Make sure to collect that and the next task, but then you are done. And once you have enough shamrocks, you can complete the town. As you can see here, I did it in just over 23 hours. Depending on your booster usage, that can be lowered all the way down to roughly 15 hours and 20 minutes while still getting most of the rewards. As I mentioned in the Town 1 video, the first Rivals quest where you can get all of these boosters probably won't start before the second week of the event, so until then you can't really use boosters. That said, unless you plan on doing a lot of towns, you can probably afford to wait a week before doing too much in the event, perhaps only play a town or 2 until then, and then play the minigame with the boosters you get. For more on that though, check out my strategy video and written guide, and also make sure to check out my walkthroughs for the other 2 towns, and my video on completing the rival challenges. All of that and much more you can find linked in the description. And that's it for my Town 2 walkthrough. I hope this was helpful, and I hope it gave you a better idea of how to play the minigame. Before I end this video, I would like to thank my Patreons for supporting my content. I would like to thank Homestar, Kim Cayley, Rolf the8, Dan Sumrad, Dark Matter, Mylia, 0K, THX, Hugo Count von Count, Drew the Generous, Susan Weiss, Rocco, Spike for No Remorse, Atomic, Flavius the Avenger, Arkler, Whiskeymaster, Mar and Sir, Hoss, Tusiot, Henrik Dahl Klaber, Adarel, Mike, Opshi the Obsessed, Ruth, Karen, Dennis, Flavius Belisarius, Potter, Misa27, Mike So, Michael, and Early Morning. Thanks a lot for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future. Bye bye.